What's up? This is Robert from Existence First, mental training for a modern world. In today's mental training, I'll be talking about controlling panic when you think about your own death. This is a part 2 in the Making Peace with Death series, but it's going to be focused more so on emotions. So, as you may know from one of my other videos, I got a COVID vaccination yesterday, and man, big headache the day after. It feels like a hangover, you know. And this wild, crazy thought entered my mind, which was, well, what if I die from the vaccine, right? It's a thought that, you know, while we all know it's kind of not likely, it's a thought that any of us could have, right? So we have these strange thoughts here and there. And so when that thought entered my mind, then the result was an emotional panic to a slight degree, until I brought it under control. Now, the way that I brought it under control was just being sort of logical and thinking in terms of reality. I mean, on the one hand, it's certainly a possibility, but on the other hand, it's a very unlikely possibility. The likelihood is just so low. But the metaphor that I've really been hammering on in past several videos of the mind as a dog, the mind like your pet dog, rings true very much so in this situation. Because the minute that you start to panic and think, you know, yeah, well, what if I die from this, blah, blah, blah. It could be the same if you go on you take a ride on an airplane and then you have a fear of flying and you think, well, what if the airplane crashes, right? That's your mind acting like a dog when the mail carrier comes to the front door to drop off the mail, and the dog runs to the front door or the front window, starts barking, wah, 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 and you're like, hey, get back here, come on, and you redirect your dog. So it's the same thing, because you realize the dog's overreacting. It's not a real threat. Same thing with emotions and the mind. It's like, whoa, boom, that was a trajectory of intense like emotion very quickly, but I don't follow that. I just, you know, boom, I see it shoot, but then I don't go with it, right? It's kind of like a rocket that takes off. It can either take you with it, or you can kind of detach from it and the rocket goes off and, okay, see you later, panic, I don't need you around. So it becomes, that's how we stay grounded and stabilized, instead of being thrown around by our environment. See, because when that dog runs to the front window and thinks that the mail carrier is a threat, they're out of touch with reality, because the dog knows, the dog is mistaken by thinking that the mail carrier is a threat. And similarly, humans, when we get so panicked or resistant to this concept of death, we too are out of touch with reality. Because death is a fact of life. It's going to happen. And I think that death is really like the big elephant in the room that we like to try to forget about, and then we turn away from it, face the rest of the room, and, you know, we go a few years without someone close to us dying maybe, and then all of a sudden it happens, and we turn around back to the corner and we're like, oh crap, that elephant is still here, like I forgot about it, right? But that's not the right approach. I'm already segueing into the third part of this series, so I will save that for the next video. Think deeply and put your existence first.